Hey guys, welcome to Tyson's Fitness Tips Podcast. If you want to lose weight, increase your energy, improve your health and fitness, and look your best, then you have come to the right place. My name is Tyson Brown. I'm a personal trainer, and my job is to help you transform your body by sharing with you the most up-to-date information on health and fitness. I'm going to distill it all down for you into bite-sized actionable steps that you can take immediately to see results quickly. Now, every Tuesday and Thursday, you can expect a brand new episode, which will be a mixture of interviews with top experts from around the world in the fitness space, and as well as solo episodes from myself, sharing with you exactly what action steps you need to take to transform your health, your body, and your life. Also, don't forget to listen all the way to the end of the show, because in the middle, I'm going to share with you a time-saving tip, and it might just be a game changer. I know you're short on time, and this one can save you a lot of time and a lot of energy. So, let's get into the show. Comments coming through. Cool.
Oh, yeah. That stamp might leave a bit of black ink on your hand, sorry.
The what?
I stamped it pretty recently.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, so you might get a bit of black ink on your
Cave Nutrition. What is going on, guys? We've got another Facebook Live coming in today, and you guys know what my take is on about supplements, how I recommend there's only certain ones you should take and certain ones you shouldn't take. And the most common one that I always get a question, I'm just going to check what comes up soon. No questions. So the general question I get is, should you be taking protein powder, right? Basically, there's a yes and a no answer. I'm not completely against protein powder because I take it myself. And I thought, you know what? It'd be a really good opportunity for me to come into the supplement store down at Cave Nutrition, talk to Lloyd, because he obviously runs this place, and ask him a little bit about the protein powders today. So I thought, because he wanted to talk about a whole different bunch of things, so I'm like, you know what? Let's start with the basics. Let's give people what they need to know and give them the truth about protein powder. Should you be taking it? Should you not be taking it? And kind of go from there. So if you guys have any questions in the meantime, hey James, if you guys have any questions in the meantime, make sure to comment, because I can see my laptop here, so I can obviously read the comments when they come off, and I am also on Instagram Live. Hey guys, what's going on? So Lloyd, let's talk about, first of all, do you think everyone should take a protein supplement?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you can get protein from whole foods, and that's always the best source of any kind of nutrient. The trouble is, to get enough protein to actually get muscle growth, to get muscle growth is difficult. You know, if you look at my goals right now, I've put it into my little app, and it tells me how much protein, carbs, and fats I need to put on 5 kilos of muscle right now.
Yep.
So I'm trying to look the part for the store. Now, to put on that 5 kilos of muscle, I need to eat 200 grams of protein a day, and that's 200 grams of pure protein.
Right.
So, for example, that's not 200 grams of steak or 200 grams of chicken.
Or 200 grams of protein powder.
Or even 200 grams of protein powder, because protein content isn't always, one for one with the grams. So, like, if you look at 100 grams of chicken, I think you were telling me, that's 22 grams of protein.
Yep.
So you're going to need to eat a lot of chicken if you want to get 200 grams of pure protein into your, macro.
Yep.
So protein powders are a great way to get closer to that protein goal.
Yep.
And they're a much easier way to consume protein. A 250 mils of water with a scoop of protein powder is generally going to give you 25 total grams of protein. So it'll be about 33 grams of powder.
Okay.
But 25 grams of protein. So 1 or 2 shakes a day can take out a huge chunk of stomach-filling content to get you closer to your protein goal and closer to actually building muscle.
Right.
If that's your goal.
Okay. And so now when you say 1 scoop's going to be equivalent to, like, let's say 23 grams, 25 grams, whatever it's going to be, is that just for a whey protein isolate? Or is that kind of different between, like, whey protein concentrate and casein protein, stuff like that? Or
Yeah, not all proteins are created equal.
Yep.
So generally speaking, whey protein is your best protein for high protein content per gram.
Whey protein isolate?
Yeah, well, the best is hydrolysate.
Right.
So
is that one of these? Or
yeah.
Not? Yep.
Your second best is isolate.
Okay.
This particular one happens to be hydrolysate and isolate.
Right.
So you've got your super fast digesting protein, which is hydrolysate.
Yep.
And then almost super fast, just a millisecond behind fastness.
Right.
Protein isolate. So you've got a really fast digesting protein combo in this one.
Yep.
And that puts you, grams per scoop up as well, because there's such a high quality protein, the hydroxylate and the isolate.
Yep.
Out of a scoop, you get, so a scoop's 28.5 grams, and you're getting, what is it here? 25 grams of protein.
All right, so it's nearly a 1 gram for 1 gram basis.
It's almost 1 for 1.
Okay.
And so as a result, from a 1 kilo tub, you actually get 38 serves when you normally get about 28.
Okay, right.
Because it's so dense on the protein content. The scoop can be smaller.
So there's iso, like you said, like there's whey protein isolate and there's hydrolyzed, right? Hydrolyzed. And so I think we talked about this yesterday, like for the average person like me who's not looking to get in bodybuilding shape, or who basically just wants it as either a meal replacement during the day or if I need something quick, do I need to get the hydrolyzed, or is it better, like will the normal whey protein isolate do me justice? Yeah,
you wouldn't need a hydrolyzed. That's really for maximizing your potential post workout, especially.
Yep.
If you just wanted to maintain, be it maintenance, just to maintain your muscle mass or replace a meal, then a 3-tier whey protein would be fine, which is just usually isolate, concentrate, which is slower digesting, and maybe a little bit of hydroxylate or something like that. But the content will mostly be concentrate, which is medium digesting protein. It's still super fast, way faster than a steak or a chicken.
Yep.
And then you got your slowest digesting protein, which would be casein, which is egg derived.
Yep.
And the reason why you'd sometimes want a slow digesting protein, maybe for a meal replacement.
Yep.
So it's not post workout.
Right.
Maybe it's not first thing in the morning when you want to quickly get it in and retain your gains.
Yep.
Then you'd go for an egg protein because it gives you a nice trickle effect of protein release throughout the day or throughout the night.
Right.
So, a lot of bodybuilders, not that, we're not talking about bodybuilders right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But an example would be, if you wanted to maximize muscle growth, you might have the casein at night, so that it slowly releases across the night and you don't miss out on any muscle repair.
Right.
But casein's great for people that aren't looking to become a bodybuilder because it's a nice slow digesting protein. It's good meal replacement.
Right.
And it also can be kind of made into a pudding really easily. So
that's what I find. Like when I use the oats and stuff, it makes it a lot thicker.
Yeah, and it can be a nice texture for, if you're a sweet tooth and you were about to reach for a chocolate brownie or, a chocolate mousse or something. And this can prevent you from doing that because those calories are quite empty and quite likely to spike insulin and turn into fat.
Yep.
If you went for some casein protein, it tastes almost as good. I mean, I might be a bit biased, but I'm pretty shocked by how good it can taste these days.
Yep.
And you've just dodged a huge fat-gaining meal and turned it into more of a muscle-maintaining meal.
Right.
So that's a good little trick.
Okay, cool. So, like we've talked about those different types of things, but if I was just, like I want to get a protein powder, I'm probably going to have it once a day. It doesn't matter when, it's just kind of going to get it in there.
It's multi-purpose.
Yeah, just like a multi-purpose one. Like my whey protein isolate would be the best for that type of thing.
Yeah, I think the 3-tier whey, they always call them Whey Blends.
Yeah, right.
They're the cheaper ones generally, but I mean, they're still great quality.
Yeah.
That would be fine for your, all-rounder protein. So for an example here would be the Rule 1 Whey Blend. So it's not they call this the Rule 1 protein, which is the isolate hydroxylate fast digester.
Yep.
This is just a medium digester. And it's just a 3-way blend. It's very common. Optimum Nutrition do one, Rule 1 do one. Almost every brand, their main staple protein is a 3-tier whey.
Yeah, right.
Which is mostly concentrate, which is a medium digester. It's nowhere near as slow as a casein. Okay. But it's not quite as fast as a hydroxylate.
Yeah. And like I said, for the average person, just need a simple protein powder.
That's all you need. That's all I have post workout. To be honest, just because I'm stingy and I don't want to pay the extra 20 that a 1 kilo tub of hydroxylate can cost.
Yeah, right.
But a lot of people.
Side too.
Yeah, you got to be frugal these days. And I obviously buy the bigger bags so it lasts me longer. Less per scoop. But if you were really splitting hairs, or if you're really trying to maybe shred, the summer shred thing where you want to make sure it's the cleanest, most fast digesting, no fat, no carbs, whatever, you might pay a little more and get a really super clean protein. I mean, this has 1 gram of carbs in it per scoop, whereas this one has 4.
Okay.
Or, no, I think it's 3.
Yeah, right. So in the grand scheme of things, that was
It's a very minute amount, but some people really want to
optimize, I guess.
Yeah, they want to optimize every sort of gram they can get in their favor. Maybe they're trying to get competition ready even, or maybe they're just really taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And that's perfect for them then.
Yeah. All right. Cool. if you guys have any questions, make sure to comment down below while you're watching, because at least this way it'll give me something to talk about with Lloyd. Like we're asking here, we're asking about protein, but there's plenty of other questions that people have too. Now, this is the one thing I want to talk about. So, Lloyd is a bit of a stim head, and he likes his stimulants a lot. He always you like your pre-workouts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never used to be, but I sort of got into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. And so Lloyd is someone who takes pre-workouts, and I don't take pre-workouts, right? I feel like they're too they're too overstimulating for me, and I way rather go for black coffee. But Lloyd goes for pre-workouts, right? So when it comes to doing looking at pre-workouts, because obviously there's a lot around there, what's the first thing you look at for a pre-workout that you would want to take? Do you look at the caffeine content first, or do you look at other things that are in there that are more beneficial?
Yeah.
What do you kind of go for?
Well, it sort of depends on your goal, in a way. Even for myself, if I want to work out late at night, I won't take a high stim pre-workout, even though I love to do that.
Right.
Because it may keep me up at night, and if that happens, then you kind of, you're really losing the benefit of your great work out because you're not repairing.
Yeah, because then you get a shitty sleep, and then if you have a shitty sleep, you don't repair anyways.
Yeah, and you wake up grumpy.
Yeah.
It depends on that. So if I can get into the gym around 6 o'clock, I'll go for a high stim pre if I can.
So what's high stim?
High stim would be a lot of caffeine, but also some nootropics.
Yep.
Back in the day, there used to be some really intense nootropics. I guess you could call them like DMAA and DMHA, which provided a real energy boost. These days, they use something called PEAs and caffeine and things called T-cream, which basically boost the effect of caffeine and also have a nootropic effect where you get really focused and really kind of dialed in, and you tend to be able to smash your workout. They also tweak it with some other things like choline and alpha GPC, which are all pretty safe nootropics, I guess. But at the end of the day, they are stimulants too. And so it can burn out your adrenals over time. So it's good to cycle them on and off, or not use them every day. But some people do. Some people are, as Tyson says, stim heads. But ultimately,
I just came up with that. Actually.
Yeah, I think it is a term. Stim junkie is another one.
Yep.
You run off stims, and it definitely works for a while, but it can eventually boost cortisol. And when you start boosting cortisol, which is a stress hormone, you can restrict your muscle growth and your fat loss ability. So you kind of want to use it for leg day, or for that day where you weren't going to go to the gym. So you took your stim pre-workout, gave you the kick in the butt, and you went. And you got the benefits of going to the gym. But every day, every week, you can eventually end up backing yourself into a corner where it's no longer as beneficial. So that's something to be aware of.
Yeah, right. I'm just actually looking at the wall behind, you guys can't see on the camera, but it's all here behind me is protein, and then all over this wall is the fucking stims. He just likes them. So if I'm looking at all these stimulants at the moment, like you said, you'll have either a high stim or a low stimulant one. If someone was coming in, and if you guys don't drink black coffee or you wanted something different, what do you reckon would be a good starter if they were going to look at it caffeine wise, I guess?
Yeah.
How many milligrams of caffeine would you recommend starting off with? If you had to look at the nutrition, I'll tell you what. I'm going to grab one of the nutrition things.
It's a good question. So the average cup of coffee, refresh my memory, Tyson, because you're good with this stuff.
Depends on the cup of coffee. A regular coffee, maybe about between 80 to 120 grams, depending on where you get milligrams
of caffeine.
Right.
All right, perfect. And so 250 milligrams a day is sort of the internationally recognised okay amount before you start maybe overstimulating a bit. Most pre-workouts have about 250 milligram to 300.
Yeah, so this one's got 325s per serving.
Yeah, that's a pretty powerful one.
So that's a high power one, 325.
Yeah, that one I really like.
Yep.
The energy boost that it gives lasts a long time. So that's definitely not one to have if you're training any later than, say, 7, 8 o'clock at night. If you have this one, you may have your sleep interrupted.
Right.
For someone just getting into pre-workouts, I'd recommend, there's one from Nutrex called Hemo Rage, which is a pretty clean formula. It just has some caffeine that's bolstered by T-cream. T-cream increases the length of time that caffeine is effective for, and is also a good focus kind of ingredient on its own right.
Right.
So that's not a bad one. And then I've got some that are completely stim-free.
Okay.
Now, one of them I have is really high-aimed, so it's a little bit pricey, but it's for, I guess, the purists out there, and it's called Celluvol from MPA Sups, which is a brand in America that's making waves, but no one else sells it in Australia except us, as far as I know right now.
Right.
And they use some of the most pure ingredients available, and their pre-workout focuses on two things. One is blood flow, so it gives you a pump.
Yep.
I don't know if your viewers are familiar with that term, but it's pretty common in bro culture. You get that pump at the gym, you know. Arnold talks about it in Pumping Iron back in the day. I love the bump. And that's basically your muscle getting nice and full of blood and nutrients while you're in your workout. And everyone probably has felt that at some point, maybe just didn't know what to call it. But it feels good. It's when you're really getting that nice contraction. It's when that blood flow is getting into the muscle and it's going to trigger some growth, and you're shifting nutrients around the body, and you're really having a good workout. And you're getting a nice rep range usually, and you've got the right weight level. Sometimes you lift too heavy, you're swinging it, you won't get a pump. So these help accentuate that. They help provide more nitric oxide, which is basically, you know, the term that they use for, it's a molecule, I believe, in the body that increases the vasodilation. And so that's a really nice feeling. And on top of that, this one I'm talking about, Celluvol, also has some nootropics that really get you dialed in, but they don't stimulate you in any way. So you could sleep on that. You know.
Oh yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
So Celluvol's got no caffeine in it.
Zero caffeine.
But it's got other things that are supposed to still help you to work out, get the pump. Is it still a vasodilator?
Yeah, big time. And
right.
it helps you with the mind-muscle connection.
Okay, right.
Yeah, something called alpha GPC. Which is, a natural supplement. But
coffee and my Chimera coffee, same type.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of these nootropic coffees and whatnot that are coming out have alpha GPC, really good supplements.
So I guess so if I didn't want to stim, like if I didn't want caffeine, I would go for something like that. Like, so you look for a no caffeine stimulant, right? No caffeine pre-workout.
They often call them pump supplements, or non-stim pre-workouts.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously go for the black coffee if you're someone who can't handle large amounts of caffeine.
Yeah.
But if someone who does like the pre-workouts, like even though I don't recommend them, like I said, aim for around the 200 milligram mark of caffeine and see how you go from there.
200 to 300 is pretty doable.
Yeah.
I haven't ever seen anyone have too much trouble with that. I think some ingredients that they put in can make people a little bit jittery.
Yep.
And that comes from things like yohimbine, which is now actually, you're not allowed to import that into Australia. It's a natural herb.
Right.
It's the bark of a South African tree.
Right.
Which is incredible for fat loss and stimulation, and it acts on your adrenals similar to caffeine. It really gets you motivated, and you're not running around, whoa, let's get this done. So, you know, you just want to maybe avoid over 400 milligrams of caffeine starts to get a bit jittery.
Yep.
And
it's about 4.5 coffees, 5 coffees, depending on where you're going.
Yeah.
That's a fuckload of coffee for me.
It is a different form of caffeine. Sometimes it's a bit more sustained than what you'd get out of a cup of coffee, but it very much depends on what beans you use and so many factors, right? We don't even know all the molecules in this yet, probably. You know what science is like. We discover more and more every day. But I would recommend for beginners, make sure there's no yohimbine in it for your first ever experience, unless you're pretty confident that you have a lot of coffee and you're ready to rock and roll. And maybe avoid anything with, anything around 400 or more milligrams of caffeine might be a little much. But of course, you can always half scoop, quarter scoop, get way more out of your tub. You know, there's a lot of different ways to use them. And you can always come in to the store here, for example, or probably other stores, and try stuff. Just, get a sample and try a little bit and see how it affects you before you go investing $69.95 or whatever the average price is nowadays for a tub of pre-workout.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover today, guys. Like, go over some protein. Then I thought about the pre-workout because Lloyd's always like, hey Tyson, I got this and I got this, and you check it out. And I'm going to try that no stim pre-workout, the pump, to see how I go. But basically, I just want to cover with you guys. Protein powder. Should you have it, it's very, very convenient for you. Make sure you focus on whole foods first. If you need convenience, if you, like Lloyd said, if you need something where you just want to have a protein powder just there, always grab one. You've got different types, just go for the whey protein isolate 90, that'll be the best thing for you. It's affordable, and that's it, guys. So next week, what do you want to talk about?
Wow, next week. Maybe next week we can talk a little bit about creatine.
Alright, let's talk about creatine.
Yeah.
It's a popular one that a lot of people ask about, especially for should everyone take it? Is it good just for muscle gain, or are there other benefits from it? So, tell you what, we'll go over that next week. If you guys have any other questions or anything you want us to go over in the meantime, like next time, make sure to shoot me a comment, because I'm in here, I'm going to hustle Lloyd, I'm going to make sure he twists his arm and make sure he tells the truth and all this stuff, because I'm not going to recommend anything to you guys unless I make sure that it's well researched. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate it. Now, I've got a special gift for you. If you want to learn how I managed to lose 10 kilos and keep it off, then I've got the perfect treat for you. I've got a free intermittent fasting cheat sheet that I share on my website that shows you exactly how to diet effortlessly with intermittent fasting and fit it into your busy lifestyle. And more importantly, this is the exact guide that I follow every single day that allowed me to lose 10 kilos of body fat and keep it off 4 years later. So head on over to www.tysonbrown.com.au and pick up your free cheat sheet today and learn how to fit intermittent fasting into your life and diet effortlessly. Once again, that's www.tysonbrown.com.au. Opt in for the free cheat sheet and I'm going to send it straight to your inbox for free. Until next time, speak to you guys then.